welcome to this episode of New Jersey Paranormal. I'm John Ruggiero. With me is my teammate Chris and our special guest, Deborah Simpson. Deborah specializes in autowriting. That's being used a lot on the new paranormal shows. It's been around for a while. Could you explain to us what autowriting is?
For me, autowriting is clearing my mind, picking up a pad of paper and a pen, and focusing on spirit energy, if you will, other energy, and writing. And just writing whatever I feel, whatever I don't hear it. It's like a feeling.
Okay.
And when I say clear hearing, it's not a physical hearing and it's not actually a voice.
More like an impression?
It's like an impression, but it's like an impression. It's also like a memory, like pulling up a memory. But it's just, it's like a knowledge. It's an internal knowledge.
Okay.
Okay. So it's like it's an imparting of knowledge, if you will. A better way to explain it. It's as if somebody opened up your head and say, "Here you go," and pour something in there, and then you just write that down.
Okay.
So it's like an impartment.
What's the process for you? Like when you go into a building or a person, what kind of a process do you have to make that happen?
When I go into a building, because I'm not connecting directly with the person, I clear my mind, let it go blank. I have nothing on my mind, and I walk through, and I listen. So I listen for knowledge, if you will, and so it comes.
So you're not hearing the words. You're not hearing
No.
the words you're writing.
No. I'm feeling it. I'm getting the feeling of where I'm at, and I'm also, and from that feeling, I'm able to discern names, ideas.
So it's not channeling.
No.
Okay.
Well, if you want to call it channeling, but that's what channeling is.
Okay.
It's the impartment of knowledge and putting it on paper. But you have to have a clear mind to do it.
Is it the same thing when you're doing a person?
When I'm doing a person, they sit in front of me. I lay my hand on theirs.
Okay.
Because for me, that means, okay, I'm connecting with your energy. And then with the pen, I write down everything that I get from around and through that person.
Do you feel their emotions too?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel everything. I feel it all. I see pictures, like deceased people. I'll see pictures of them in my mind, like a memory, like you're pulling up a picture of a memory. For instance, one example would be when I read one woman and she had lost her son and her husband. They were both killed. And I couldn't understand why I was seeing the father there, but the son I wasn't seeing above the neck. I didn't see the face. And I said to her, why am I not seeing this person's face? It's because he was shot in the face.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So
You can decipher all of that information based on the feelings, who it was.
Right, but then I get the pictures
Okay.
of what they actually look like.
So we're going to do two demonstrations with you. We're going to do one in a quote-unquote haunted building that we know is active, and we're going to do a live in-studio demonstration with you. And we're going to come back with that after this. We're back with Deborah, our special guest, and in this segment here, we're going to actually do an in-studio auto-writing session. And this is going to be different in a way that it's going to relate to the people that are
Here.
in this room, the people behind the cameras, the people that are in the offices. And Deb, you're just going to write down whatever impressions that you're getting, and we're going to see if we could validate anything or if it relates to anybody that is around us in this area. So
Okay.
whenever you're ready.
Sounds good. I immediately pick up the name Sue.
Okay.
Okay. And I pick up the health issue, picking up like a health issue, somebody's taking care of somebody, so there's a burden with that. I also did pick up something to do with sports and soccer.
Okay.
Earlier.
So again, these impressions, are they generated when you're actually around the people, or they're just coming from boom, 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 as you're sitting here?
For me, you normally generate it when I'm around people.
Okay.
It's sometimes I could do it remotely, but it's a lot better to sit with the person. The normal way that I do this is I actually hold somebody's hand, and then I do like the writing for them.
Okay.
Or in a group setting where we're holding hands like a seance.
Okay.
You know, so everybody's like holding hands and the energy is flowing, because that way I can pick it up like that too.
So this is Sue. This is somebody with a health issue.
Right. I might be silent for like
Okay, that's fine.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're just I'm kind of
focus.
watching as you're doing it here.
And I'm not sure if they and I never ever talk about this whatsoever. But I'm not sure if they think that this person is dying or not. Whoever's taking care of the person that's sick, I'm not sure if they think she's dying or whatever. I never go there. You know, I don't.
You just talk about a health issue.
Right.
Right.
Right. So it's like a dire health issue, it feels
Okay.
like. I'm not sure what it is. I don't get specifics, but I feel like it's dire. You know, but the person is being taken care of, and the person that's taking care of this person needs to understand that they are doing the best they absolutely can do. You know, and don't feel guilty about anything, because whatever is going to be, God's will is going to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So there are several people
Yeah.
on this floor. I'm just explaining around us. So
Yeah,
it
she could be
one
picking up
person,
from.
It could be many people. It could be only two of them.
And then I pick up like a lot of stress and timing. So like being stretched in like different corners. Like, oh, how am I going to do this when I have to be here? How am I going to do this when I have to be
Overwhelmed?
there? Overwhelmed with timing issues, with there's not enough hours in a day because they have so much to do on their plate and they're being relied on to do this by other people. You know, so like other people are like, you got to do this, you got to do that. So it's just a lot of stress and it's a lot of, okay, I'm gonna take this one day at a time, kind of a feel. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stress. You know, I would say everybody has a story, and we all share similar, you know, things, and that's one thing I can relate to with the timing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what that feels like. I also pick up somebody's mother. I'm not sure if the mother is sick. I don't think she's gone. I don't know though, because to me everybody feels like they're alive anyway. But I'm picking up on somebody's mother. Let me see if I can pick up more on that. This could be related to the person who's sick, I'm not sure. But this mother is tired. And she's like screaming, I'm just tired. Like she just wants to be left alone and be allowed to rest. So I'm not sure whose family member this could be. But apparently, I don't know, maybe she's being poked, prodded, or whatever's going on with her. She just wants to be left alone. She just wants to rest. I'm not sure if this name relates to anybody. Sometimes I get names and I really don't put stock in them because names are names to me and I don't. But there's a name Kathy or Catherine or something like that. So I'm not sure if that's a name that relates to anybody or somebody that somebody knows. I feel like Kathy or Catherine is somehow this mother that I'm talking about knows this person.
Okay.
Okay, so it might not be like a familial kind of a
Connection?
Right. It could be like wherever this person is. It could be like maybe it could be even like a you know, like a healthcare provider or something like that. It could just be somebody around her that she's not happy with. Do you know what I mean? It could
Okay.
be that way too. Do you know?
Okay. And it's interesting the process here, how she's just.
And there's somebody who's right now in their life feeling sentimental. So they're probably reviewing memories and reviewing life and going back and thinking, oh, you know, look at this, like looking at pictures and feeling really sentimental about life and about the people in their lives and about what they've been through and where they're going. Since I feel a lot of like that sentimental feeling, you know, like
Like a reflection, like
yeah.
reflecting on.
Yep, like reflections and yeah, like emotional, sentimental feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Almost tearful. Like they can almost bring a tear to your eye. You know, like when you're reviewing things like that. You know, trying to like remember and make you happy. That kind of thing.
And do you feel that emotion? Because you
Yeah.
look like you're getting.
Yeah,
She does.
So-
yeah.
She, like, you can see her like.
I'm feeling that. Yeah, I'm getting choked up. Yeah, I'm feeling it. So this may be, again, when I said that it felt like somebody was dying, it could be that either they know that this person is going, and so they're getting sentimental about it now. Do you know what I mean? Before they go. You know, it could be that too. You know? Because it's not really, I mean, it's bittersweet. Do you
It
know?
is.
Yeah.
Yep. I can relate to that.
Right? And then I did pick up on an accident, and like somebody got hurt in an accident, and that's earlier when I was walking around, I picked up on like an accident, like something like a catastrophic accident. It doesn't mean that they have to have died from it, but they could have been severely injured from it, and now they're having problems from it.
Okay.
So I don't know who, where, you know, but it was something to do with a really bad injury. And this could have been with some sort of a machine. Could have been a car. Could have been a boat. Could have been a construction equipment. Could have been anything. But it had to do with
Machinery, cars,
Yes.
whatever.
So yeah,
Okay.
some kind of like a machinery kind of thing with an engine, I would think. There's a name Paul around here.
Paul.
Don't know who Paul is. I don't know.
We're going to find out.
Yeah, I don't know. I just boom.
Okay.
So I write
That's
it down.
fine.
You know.
These things that come through, we're going to talk about the process later, but is it just a word?
No.
Or, okay.
No. Yeah.
It's more of an overall feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a voice. Like, it's not a voice talking to me.
Okay.
You know?
We're
like,
going to go through that.
Yeah, I'll explain it.
Okay.
How it works for me, you know. But no, it's definitely not a voice. No, and it's not like a word and a word and a word. Sometimes it's like a whole general feeling,
Okay.
and it's an interpretation of that feeling. Sometimes it's a picture, and like you would get as a memory.
Right.
So I'm trying to,
Yeah.
like, you know, describe the picture.
So is that as far as you think of what you're getting here?
That's as far as, yeah, like I think I could do now.
Okay.
Like I said, because I'm not like
That's actually
touching
good. It
somebody.
touches on, I think, a lot of different possible scenarios.
Right.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a break for a minute, and we're going to see if it relates to anybody
That's
either
here
in the studio
somewhere.
or in the office or in the control room. During that whole writing session, I found, which again surprised me, that a lot of what you were writing applied to me. And I didn't think that would happen. I think it would apply to the people around me. And you were saying about the sickness and how it's been going on, and it's almost like someone who's dying. Or my mom is 88 now. She just celebrated her birthday. She's been bad for 2 years, getting worse, more so recently with a lot of infections and her mind. And I find myself, especially with her birthday and the holidays coming, I am more sentimental, and I am remembering a lot, and it's affecting me. And I was really shocked that you were getting emotional, and what is not normal for me is that I was getting emotional right with you, which is why I was so quiet during that segment. It was really getting to me, and I was trying not to get as emotional as I was feeling that was coming. So I was really shocked that that did apply directly to me sitting across from you, and you had said it probably was because there was that immediate interaction and connection. You were looking at me as you were talking and you're writing, and again, I didn't think that was happening. I was really surprised about that. We brought Emil came into the room because Emil, something reached out to you.
Yeah.
Related to you.
Long story short, I was in the edit room directly behind the control room, and you happened to say my mother's name, Catherine. She'd either go by Kathy or Catherine. Katharina was her given name. And it really caught my attention. So my ears perked up, and I wheeled over, and I was watching behind Joe, who's directing this episode, and you're talking about sentimentality and going back and missing and thinking about things and reminiscing. And I was just over my parents' house yesterday, and my mother-in-law is living there now. And I'm going through some of the pictures and everything, and I've been thinking a lot about both my parents. My mom passed away last year, and it was a trying experience, but I have a measure of peace because I was able to say goodbye. So
You need the peace.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, the day before she passed, I was able to have a couple of hours with her, and I showed her every family picture in my cell phone. And unfortunately, I mean, she was chronically sick for like the last decade, and she was deep in, in the depths of dementia. But for those 2 hours, she was with me. You have a tendency your eyes have a tendency to dart around in dementia. She was very focused on me and on the pictures I showed her. So for me, that meant a lot. That's meant
great.
a lot.
That's great.
So it was sort of, a combination of the sickness more is what I'm currently going through, and it's amazing how you picked up on the name. Really, I mean, when he said that kind of relates to me, my mother, and when he came in, I was just like, wow, I thought it was, again, what you really did pick up on more so him with the name. And that was really... I was in the
middle of editing a program, and I heard my mother's name, and I'm like,
wow.
Okay, let's stop and listen to what's going on over here. And,
Well, apparently she's here telling you I'm here with you.
Wow.
And she did, it did feel also like she wants to tell you I'm sorry, because she knows that she left you with some type of a burden. And she never wanted that for you. So that's an apology. Even though you don't need it, it's like, Mom, don't worry about it. But
it's Mom. So it's Mom. It's
right,
not
exactly.
a problem.
But as a parent, you never want to burden your children with anything. So she's got that feeling like, tell him I'm sorry. Whether or not you need to hear that, it's something she needs you to know.
Okay, well, this was
that means a lot.
definitely
Thank you.
Yeah.
interesting, more so than I even expected. I didn't know how this was going to go, but it really surprised me, and I know it surprised Emil even more. So
Oh yeah.
thank you for doing this. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk about the Barron Art Center reading that you did there with the auto writing, and we're going to discuss how that went and how accurate you were with that, and we'll be right back. Where was the initial contact when you walked in? Because you did go through the hallway, the gallery, the basement, the attic. Where was the initial contact, the initial impression that you first noticed? And who was it? And what was it, if you can remember?
Well, it was, I don't think it happened in there.
The office,
No, I think it was more toward
the gallery.
the gallery part. And then when we went downstairs, because I got some in the gallery, but then when we went downstairs, that's the basement, that's where I got more. And then the attic is where it was really loud.
Did they approach you right away? I mean, like, did someone approach you in the gallery, or was it more?
It was a little faint,
Okay.
if I have to say.
You kind of picked up on it in
Yeah.
the gallery, and then once you went in the basement, when you realized.
It was louder.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the attic was louder.
What
Yeah.
was it in the basement that you, from your notes that you picked up?
A lot of stuff. It was just, there's just a lot of anger.
Okay.
That's first of all. There's a lot of anger. And then I hear screaming.
But it's a man, you said.
It's a man.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a man that's just angry. And a woman.
But the notes here, if you could just, some of the writing there, what
Yeah.
it's.
Well, this is the first, these are the first things that came over to me, which was, I heard screaming, it was an angry man. It could have been more than one person. There's a lot of people here. And for some reason, ancestry is important in this location. So, not sure what that means.
Is there a way to get the impression of where they came from? Because this wasn't, nobody lived here.
Right.
This was a library, believe it or not, when it was built. But there is the Presbyterian Church across the way with some really old headstones. Is it possible that someone came from there?
Oh, absolutely. And then there was a later addition. Was there a later addition to the building, maybe like a renovation of some sort?
Yeah, they dug out the basement. That's where you
Oh,
read. That was until.
Okay, because I had like in the basement. Yeah, like a renovation in the basement. And then I'm yelling at a woman like, "Don't tell me I'm not your father." And then a woman in white with an old type of clothes. It's almost like, you know, the chef's hats where they're white and they're poofy. It's that kind of a hat.
What about the man? Could you get any kind of image of him, or there really is nothing to come across?
Well, I can visualize him here, you know, because I was doing that, but I would maybe, because I'm not good with ages, you know, I'm not much no good. So I might put him at like late 40s,
Okay.
maybe early 50s, in that kind of area.
Full head of hair, different. Could you describe his clothing?
Yeah, black hair.
Okay.
There's a brown jacket, like a brown tweed kind of,
Okay.
you know, like that kind of like a brown. You know what I mean? Like that material.
Older clothes, older period clothing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that burlappy.
Because when we're in the basement and we're investigating down there, what comes across is the impression of a male figure who really doesn't like people addressing him directly. He doesn't like us asking questions of him, trying to record anything or use our equipment in any way. It's really a negative type of thing once you directly, you know, I don't want to say provoke him or interact with him.
Leave him alone.
See, that's what she wrote.
He
there.
scratched one of our teammates down there.
Yeah, because he's a nasty man.
She wrote leave him alone.
Yeah.
Leave him alone. Yeah, he's nasty. He scratched somebody because I wrote down from this is from the upstairs.
Okay, it was upstairs.
This was upstairs. It feels like somebody, now I use the word loosely because I'm not sure, but somebody, like, he would force people to do things like that they didn't want to do necessarily.
See, you brought that up. The scratching, there actually happened twice upstairs. It actually happened during a public ghost hunt that we did. Somebody got scratched during that, and I didn't know if it was the same person, entity down there that's up there. Is it the same?
This is one man. So, like, I don't know how many. There's a lot of spirits here.
Yeah.
But you know, they're nice. They're not like, you know, troublemakers. He's the troublemaker. So I got 2 names here, and I don't know if they're any part, because I don't put stock in names because names just come and go.
Related to the person or just in general? The
Could be.
spirits who were-
Don't know. Well, I got one name of like Arthur or Bill, and I don't know if that's even a name. But I get Arthur, and it's something along the lines of Greta, and I don't know if that's even
But you
applicable.
don't get any of those related to the mean man, that either of those
So
characters name.
Arthur feels that that's related somehow to the mean man, right?
I just want to show again your notes here. I mean,
They're sloppy.
It's all right.
You know, we videotaped her walking around and couldn't really see what she was writing, but everything she's talking about is here. She was literally walking around the different areas and writing the notes as they were happening to her. Well, I just wanted to get to show the image of what she was writing, what she's not just kind of making this up.
No, she's off her notes.
Something she actually wrote as she was walking through. Okay, we're back. That walkthrough that we did with Deborah, she touched on a lot of things that you and we've been investigating that building for years now.
Yeah, a lot of
and what
years.
is the one common thread in that building that we've experienced?
Angry man.
The angry man. We have captured his voice many times in the basement. We've had people that were scratched up in the attic, and it's been our impression that he doesn't like to be spoken to directly.
No.
He really doesn't like people in the back area there, you know, talking with him. Cynthia, I don't know, we didn't mention this to you. She'll be in the bathroom down there, and she'll hear footsteps, and she hears knocking on the door, and she'll open it up. She's there by herself sometimes, right? And she'll hear bangs and noises, and it really sounds like
She
someone's
picked up
trying to
on
get
water,
her.
and you didn't know either
water.
that the water would turn on by itself,
she
and she'd
came
have
in
to
and
come
the
back
sinks were
in,
running.
and
Yeah.
the mirror would be fogged up.
So that was very accurate, and we were kind of surprised about that because we knew the one thing that we were kind of hoping that you would touch on was that man. But you had mentioned multiple spirits, and we do believe there's a woman there as well who we've communicated with. So
She seems to kind of like
she's kind of in the background.
the filter for him, like she blocks, like she tries to protect you from him. I guess that's the best way to phrase that. She
Yeah.
always tries to be
She's kind of
that.
in the background. So all in all, between the two experiences, what we had at the Baron, I was impressed with that alone. Seeing you going. You were writing for
Oh, there's a lot of energy in it.
minutes at a time in certain areas. I mean, do you remember? I mean, attic, gallery, basement. She would just stop and just write, and I would look at this pad as she went through page after page, and I actually asked to look at it, and there were words. She kept saying, somebody's yelling, and she had these words on the pad.
And they're angry.
And then we come in here,
Oh,
and
God.
you do what you did here. That was just like, again, I'm a seer, believer type of guy, and
To see him get upset, he doesn't
I
like
never
to show
expected
emotion.
that in a
And he
million
got really
years
upset.
that I would be the one upset here. I thought it might be Emil because I know about Emil's mother and how he felt about her, and I thought it would be him. And feeling like I was going to well up and cry on camera really took me back. And I think what you did was very impressive. I hope you enjoyed the experience.
Oh, I really did. Thank you so much for the whole experience.
So if people
It's so
want to
wonderful.
reach you, and do you have the website?
Yes.
You've written several books here that are about the Oracle. What is this one here?
This is Paranormal Energy.
So you not only offer auto writing experiences, you
You're a psychic
also
medium.
are a psychic
Yes.
medium as well.
Yes.
And do you do any other Reiki? Do you do all of those things?
I do energy healings. I was born with being able to make myself have chills and not know what to do with it. So until I got older, I realized, oh, I'm getting these chills because I'm supposed to use it. So I don't charge for this service.
Okay.
I do it. It's free, and I've had good outcomes from it.
Okay.
So I do that for free.
And you just got an award, you said.
Yes, I just got the Manalapan Business Excellence Award for Spirit Cove, the store in down in Manalapan. So I was very excited over that.
Thank you so much for coming. I hope it was a good experience for you.
It was
because
wonderful. Thank
this
you
is
so
a
much.
memorable show for me, definitely. I didn't think it was going to go that way, but
Yeah, impacted you heavily.
completely surprised. So
No, you guys are
thank you
great.
so much for coming. It was
Thank
great
you
meeting
so
you.
much. It was great to meet you guys.
And thank you for watching this episode of New Jersey Paranormal. We'll see you next time.